Have you ever noticed how sometimes you're making amazing progress on your alcohol-free journey and then out of nowhere it feels like you trip yourself up? You've got momentum, you're feeling proud, and then all of a sudden you pour a drink and afterwards you think, why did I do that? I was doing so well. That's self-sabotage. And here's the truth. Self-sabotage isn't about weakness. It's not about lacking willpower, and it's not even about alcohol itself. It's about the hidden thought patterns, the ways in which we talk to ourselves, often without realizing that steer us back towards the very behavior we were trying to escape from. Psychologists call these cognitive distortions, and when you can see them clearly, you take away their power. So what is self-sabotage? Self-sabotage happens when the actions you take don't align up with the goals that you've set for yourself. I'll give you some examples. You decide to stay alcohol-free for 30 days, you've done 10 days, you feel proud, then you convince yourself, one drink won't hurt. That's self-sabotage. Or you have a slip. Instead of seeing it as a blip, you tell yourself, oh, I've blown it now, I may as well start drinking again. That's self-sabotage. Or you've been feeling good all week, but then on Friday night you think, this is pointless. I'll never be able to keep this up. So you go back to the old habit again, self-sabotage. What's really happening here is this. The brain is trying to protect you from the discomfort. Change feels uncertain, alcohol is familiar, and so without even realizing it, your mind throws up the thought patterns designed to nudge you back to the comfort zone, back to your comfort zone, even if that comfort zone is making you miserable. Why introverts feel it deeply? For introverts, self-sabotage can feel especially strong, and here's why. We spend a lot of time in our own heads. We replay conversations, we analyse situations, we imagine what people might be thinking. Alcohol often felt like an escape hatch from all that noise. So when you take alcohol away, the thoughts are still there, and often they get louder at first. If you don't know how to handle them, those thoughts can turn into self-sabotage. That's where cognitive distortions come in. They're like invisible scripts that shape how we think, how we feel, and how we act. And unless you can spot them, they will run the show. So there are 6 major cognitive distortions in sobriety. Firstly, we've got all or nothing thinking. This is the perfectionist trap. It sounds like, if I slip once, I fail completely. If I can't do 30 days perfectly, why bother? One drink becomes a disaster in your head. You go from 100% success to 100% failure instantly. And that is self-sabotage. You decide, well, I've blown it. I may as well have a drink for the rest of the weekend. But here's the truth. One slip doesn't erase the progress. You don't lose the benefits of 10 days sober just because of one choice. You simply keep going. And secondly, we've got catastrophizing. This is where your brain predicts the worst possible outcome. It sounds like, if I don't drink at this party, everyone will think I'm boring. If I say no, I'll lose my friends. If I can't handle this stress perfectly, I'll crumble. And the sabotage? You drink to avoid the imagined disaster. But the reality is almost never as bad as your brain makes it out. Most people don't even notice what's in the glass, and the ones that do, they move on quicker than you think. Thirdly, we've got discounting the positive. This is where you minimize your achievements. It might sound like, sure, I've done 20 days, but that's not that impressive. Yes, I've been sleeping better, but that won't last. Instead of celebrating progress, you dismiss it. And the sabotage, because you don't value success, you talk yourself into throwing it all away. But progress is progress. And the more you acknowledge it, the stronger your identity becomes. So the fourth one is mind reading. This distortion assumes that you know what others are thinking. It might sound like they're thinking I'm judging them if I don't drink. They'll think I'm weird. They'll think I'm boring. You convince yourself to become scrutinized, so you drink to blend in. But here's the reality. People are far too busy thinking about themselves. And if someone is judging you for not drinking, that says more about their relationship with alcohol than it does about you. And the fifth cognitive distortion is emotional reasoning. This is a sneaky one. It sounds like, I feel anxious, so I must need a drink. I feel lonely, so alcohol must be the answer. You treat your feelings as facts, and the sabotage, you give in to the craving because you confuse temporary emotion with permanent truth. But the feelings are like the weather. They pass, and once you learn to ride the wave, you no longer need alcohol to fix them. The sixth one is the shoulds. This is the voice of presence and guilt. It sounds like, I should be more fun without alcohol. I should be able to do this without help. I should be stronger. Every should piles on shame, and shame is one of the fastest tracks back to sabotage. But here's the truth. There are no shoulds in sobriety. There's only what works for you, step by step. So how do we break the cycle? How do we stop self-sabotage before it takes over? Here's a simple 3-step process. Number 1, catch the thought. What distortion is this? Am I catastrophizing? Doing all or nothing? Mind reading. Secondly, challenge it. Ask, what's the evidence? Is this true? What else could be true here? An example of this is, instead of I slipped, I'm a failure, try I slipped, but I've already proven I can do 10 days. And thirdly, choose a new response. Swap the old behavior for a supportive one. Call a friend, go for a walk, journal, text your coach, text, voice note me. This isn't about being perfect. It's about interrupting self-sabotage long enough to remind yourself who you're becoming. So I'll close out by saying self-sabotage isn't proof that you're broken. It's proof that you're changing. Your brain is clinging to old patterns, patterns that once kept you safe but no longer serve you. Every time you catch a distortion, reframe it. You build trust, and in that self-trust, you build a true foundation to an alcohol-free life. So the next time you hear that little voice saying, you've blown it, or everyone will think you're boring, or you should be stronger, pause, recognize it for what it is, a distortion. You don't have to believe every thought your brain throws at you. And when you stop believing distortions, you stop self-sabotaging yourself. That's when alcohol-free life stops feeling like a struggle and starts feeling like freedom.